Alright, so I got my larger hood from Velomobile World, and if you look at it, it doesn't look a whole lot different, I don't think, than the regular hood did, but the knee bumps are actually about 2 centimeters higher, which made all the difference in the world. And if you look at the side window, on the original hood it's sort of straight back, where here it curves up. So what that does is for guys like me who are a little heavier, a little bigger, higher up, it gives a little more room in the crown, and just a better view overall, which you know, I had my doubts that the other hood was going to work because my knees kept hitting it, my head kept hitting the top of it, and it was just uncomfortable. It's also set a little farther forward, so it's not right in my face like the other one was, and still looks pretty sleek, and when I ride it, it's pretty fast. So we're going to go for a ride with it today and talk a little bit about it. But I have about 1,500 kilometers on this bike now, but I've only got probably 100 with the hood on, and it's getting cold. Like today's only 12 degrees out. It's fall, so we're going to be coming up on when cool weather. So the hood will be useful. And likewise in Nova Scotia here, usually it's a lot rainier in the fall than it is in the summer. So consequently, combine cold with rain, it makes for a miserable drive. So consequently, I'm looking forward to it. So even though I find these hoods a little bit claustrophobic, I did on the Wah as well. The Wah's a little bit bigger than this one, but not much. But they're useful for this time of year, that's for sure. So I've been riding it for the last week or so with the hood, just so that I can get used to being in it. All right, so we're in the Buelk, and basically we're going to go for a ride with the rain hood on. This race hood came to me a couple days ago from Velomobile World. It's the new one that's it's got the higher knee protuberances and the higher crown, so for me it fits better. The old one, I couldn't really ride it comfortably, and you know, like with the Wah, I'm not a huge fan of these things. They're kind of claustrophobic. But it's fall now, and while today's a beautiful day, it's not going to always be like that. Here in Nova Scotia, it's usually rainier in the fall, although it can't be much rainier than this summer was, I don't think. And it's cold. It's quite cold in the, like today is a gorgeous day. It's 13 degrees out, a little bit of wind, so it's cool, but it's nice. But if it was raining, this would be a miserable ride. So I've been riding the last few days with this hood on to just get used to doing it. And I like this larger hood. I got more visibility. It is more comfortable. My head doesn't bang off the top as much. It's just a better go. Anyway, we're gonna go do our normal 20, and I've got the other camera on as well, so you can see the telemetry, because it is faster by a lot. I cut almost 3 minutes off my ride yesterday, the normal 20K that I do. And top ended around 62 kilometers an hour, which is pretty good. Usually be about 58 on this ride with my head out. So yeah,
I also expected the visibility to be a lot lower, but turns out kind of isn't. Good view of my mirrors. I've got good side visibility. So even though it feels like it should be smaller, it's actually kind of about the same as head out. So I'm going to start building up a little speed here. And the amount of airflow in here is actually pretty good. It's a lot better than it is in the WA. So it's not uncomfortable to ride with this thing on, especially on a day like today where it's cool. So we're cooking our way along here around 50K. It is a beautiful day. No wind, really, and it's cool. So even with this hood on, it's actually quite comfortable in the bike. There's also not a lot of traffic out today, so quite a pleasant ride. Probably be different when we get over to Highway 14. It's a main route, so it tends to be a lot busier. But right now, I really only had one car behind me. It turned off. I'm pretty much out here by myself, and you know, 42 kilometers an hour. It's nice. So I've got about 1,400 clicks on this bike now, around 1,200 on the WA. So people are getting used to it around here. I also use it to go get groceries and stuff. I can put a case of beer in this one and a bag of groceries. 2 cases in the WA and a bag of groceries. People find that quite fascinating. So most of the reviews, people get to know them, have been actually quite positive. The gas is expensive, so people see it as a positive thing that you can do this. So it's good. We're moderating people's opinions with it, and hopefully getting a better acceptance of these things in this environment. But we'll see over time. Still haters. Those that are coming by are actually giving me lots of room. So, good day. But it's funny, you know, like right now I'm doing nearly 30. It doesn't feel like it. With the hood on, it feels like everything's slowed down. This is a fast section over the bridge, assuming there's nothing coming, which we'll find out in a second. And no, we're good. where you notice the difference in speed with the race hood. I'm doing probably 7 or 8 kilometers an hour faster than it would be with my head out. It does make a big difference. But that's not why I'm trying to get used to it. I'm trying to get used to it because I plan on using it in the crappy weather. So this is coming up on Highway 14. And one of the busier stretches around here. So we'll see how it goes. As usual, it is busier out here, and as usual, there are idiots. So we're actually doing pretty good for average, even though I'm not giving it all, because I'm talking to you guys periodically as well. But yeah. It's funny because though I wouldn't have thought it, a lot of velomobilists who've been doing it for a long time say that the cooler it gets, the slower you are, because the air is denser, which is true, it is. I just didn't think it would ever make that much of a difference, but it is. When I first tried out the race hood in the summer, I had an average speed of 36. Now I'm at 32, and say it's around 12 degrees out today, I suppose, where in the summer it was 26. There's a veritable traffic jam here too, so that's probably going to kill my average a little bit, but hey, what? It's funny though, when you slow down like this and you stopped, I'm here to tell you, it's warms up in here pretty quick. Now down on the home stretch. So I've been under here for about 35 minutes, I guess, and it's a fairly good ride. 31 clicks. I'm certainly no hotter than I would have been with head out, so quite comfortable. So yeah, I can get used to doing this for the winter. It's really going to start getting cold in about 2 weeks' time, and so I had to get used to this thing. Like I say, I'm not used to them, and because of that I find them a little bit claustrophobic. The Waz is bigger, but not much, and I find it claustrophobic too. This one though is more comfortable. There's a lot more airflow, and the Waz tends to fog up a lot because there's not a lot of airflow, although I haven't tried it in the colder weather, but I suspect it'll still be the same. It's, you know, because the Waz itself does not have a huge amount of airflow inside. It's got the one vent in the SPAI, and that's pretty well it. Well, no, I'm pretty happy with this. Like the larger hood, you know, it wasn't looking good with the other one. my head kept banging off of it, my knees were banging off it. It was just uncomfortable, you know. And this is a little bit larger. There's I'm going to say another 4 or 5 centimeters in front of you, so it doesn't feel quite as cramped in. And my head doesn't bang off it as much. It still does a little bit, but that's because I'm wearing a helmet. I think if I wasn't wearing a helmet, but then there'd be a whole other set of problems if I ever got hit. So I put up with it. But yeah, this can work well. And we're going to find out, because on Tuesday I'm going to be commuting in with it, and it's supposed to rain cats and dogs. So I'll be riding in traffic in Halifax with this thing. So we'll see what happens.
If you like the content of this video, please hit a like or leave me some comments so I know it's important to you and I keep making videos that you want to see. And if you like my channel, then hit subscribe.